Hello everyone, welcome here. It's Anna and thank you for joining me on this week as I share my update on the Cambridge Weight Plan diet. So I have completed a total of 13 weeks. So I think this means it's week 14 going forward. I have basically I've done 12 weeks of stage 1 when I replaced products for 4 meals. I had 4 meal replacement products a day. And then the last week I have done step 2, where normally you would introduce 1 meal, so you'd replace one of those products with a meal, typically 200 calories, and it's a large amount of protein. So for example, maybe I think it's 180 grams of chicken and then 80 grams worth of a non-fat cooked veg. So something like steamed broccoli or green beans or whatever it is in the green vegetable space that you may want. Now, to make things easier for me, because I didn't want to be doing a lot of shopping and then trying to plan out which meals to have and how much of different things I had to buy, and I had a really busy week and I knew that I wouldn't have time to integrate all of that. I discussed this with my consultant, and what we agreed and what I landed on doing is the Cambridge plan do what they call step-up meals. So they are little pouches of meals. If you've seen things like your ready-made the rice pouches that are like they come pre-cooked, so it's the same sort of thing but for different type of meals, and I had those. You cook them in the microwave, you serve them, and you know that they are the 200 calories, but you're having a completely different type of product. So you know that it's proper chicken, and you see the chicken pieces, you're chewing them. You have tomatoes, you have a sauce. So I had 3 products on step 2. I had chicken tagine, which was beautiful. It was like a Middle Eastern type of flavor with chickpeas, which I love, and the sauce was really nice, really mild, beautiful flavor. So I really enjoyed that. I also had spicy chicken. I can't remember the name. I think it's spicy chicken and rice, and then there was smoked chicken and chorizo with cannellini beans. Now, interesting. The one that was smoked was spicy. When I mean spicy, it's like really tingling on your lips, spicy. And the one that was the one that was smoky was spicy, and the one that was spicy was smoky. I love the flavors of both very full of paprika, really nice flavors. But I feel like the description is wrong. They should just swap that, smoky spicy and spicy smoky, but they're still worth having. If you don't like the spiciness, then clearly the smoked marked one may not be for you. It is quite spicy, I love it. It does make your lips tingle for a bit after, which was quite amusing, but for me it wasn't unpleasant, but I do quite enjoy spicy food. So if you think that that's too much, then maybe just try the one that's currently marked as spicy, because it's actually just smoky, has a tiny bit of spice, but nothing that would really make you think, oh my god, this is really spicy or anything like that. It's just a little bit of flavour in there. But the chicken tagine is mild and it's beautiful. They have another, I think it's 3 beans. I didn't try that. I just wanted to focus on as much of having as much chicken and the protein as possible, but if you want to go fully plant-based, you do have an option as well. So that was really nice, and I have completed that. And the result of the weight, which I'm sure is something that you're interested in knowing about, is that I've lost 0.65 kilos, which is just a little bit over a pound. So 0.65 of a kilo times 2.23 equals 1.4. So just under a pound and a half. And apologies if the calculator sounds really loud, because for some reason my computer really picks up the sound. So I wanted to do 2 things today. Well, first of all, let me just comment on the half a pound, because that's very different from the weight losses I've been having so far. I did discuss this with my consultant before I did step 2. She did mention that I may lose less, I may lose more. It tends to balance out with a following week. At the end of the day, I'm still having a total of 800 calories a day. So that means that I'm still losing weight, because I'm going nowhere near what my basic metabolic rate should be. But your body reacts to different things, everybody's body reacts to things differently. So I've mentioned that my husband is doing it with me. He's also done fantastic so far, and he actually lost 1.5 kilos this week, which is about 3 pounds compared to me. Now, men always lose weight easier. Our women's bodies are designed to retain weight so that we can be ready for childbearing at any point in time. That's how our bodies are physiologically built, and we store fat in different places for that reason. So we have amazing fat storing bodies, which is such a delight when you're trying to lose weight. But it's biology, it's nature, it's how we're designed. So we just have to live with that. But I fully enjoyed the week. I fully enjoyed the meals. They were really nice. It was interesting because for me, it felt like my taste buds were changing throughout the week. So the products tasted, as I was tasting them, I don't know, they tasted slightly different, not how they usually change. Now, this might be completely subconscious. It might be a thing. I haven't got a clue, but that's how I felt. So I wanted to do two things today. One is to give you a quick recap of the weight loss that I have had so far, because I'm conscious that I haven't been the most accurate when I've been sharing what my total weight loss has been. I keep forgetting here and there what it has been, and I also think it's good to recap on what my process has been over the last 12, 13 weeks. And then the second thing is I wanted to talk, and I guess it's related to it, but I also wanted to talk about managing expectations. I was wondering also whether to talk about the impact of stress on weight loss. I have been having quite a lot of stress at work, especially after coming back from holiday. I knew it was going to be crazy, but it's definitely ramped up. And I know that stress impacts me personally a lot from a weight loss perspective, so that's something that I want to touch on at some point. So let me know if you're interested on talking about the impact of stress on yourself and weight loss. But I did want to focus on managing expectations because of what I have been feeling this week. It's interesting because I have had such an amazing journey so far, and I've been so happy with my weight loss, and I hope that all of that positivity has come through in the videos that I'm sharing. That it was just interesting because this is the first week I'm feeling, or I feel like I'm feeling a little bit down, and it's not really down, but it's almost like I'm having my own reality check, and it's interesting, and I'm just realizing that I had a lot of subconscious expectations that I haven't been facing, so I wanted to share a little bit of what I am, see if you're going through that, and at least talk through what I'm doing about it and how I'm rationalizing to helping myself work through that. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that needs to manage your mood, your feelings, your thoughts, and you need to work through that to help you continue to stick to the goals that you set for yourself, and to help you continue to work on the things you want to work on. So I feel that was quite important, and I wanted to touch on that today. So first of all, on today, I have promised to do the recap on the weight loss. So I'm going to go on in order of from the beginning. So the first week, I lost 5.05 kilos. I should have translated this into pounds. Let me know if you want it in pounds. I'll do it another time. It will take too long to do it right now, but I'll do it in kilos. So 5 pounds. I can probably translate most of them, but let me just do that because that's the longest. That's the biggest. So that was 11 pounds. So 11 pounds in the first week. 1.5 kilos the second week, which is about 3 pounds. 1.6 kilos the second week, similar type of weight, maybe just a tiny bit over. 1.1 kilos the fourth week, so that's about 2 pounds. Fifth week, that was 1.9, which is brilliant, so that's closer to 4 pounds. Sixth week was 1.5, again 3 pounds. Week 7 was 1.5 again. Week 8 was 1.5. You can clearly see that 1.5 is my average weight loss without doing anything, just doing the diet, sticking to the product, no particular exercise, just walking my dog once a day. That's it. And I have to say I have a pretty sedentary life because I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk, and I either drive to work and sit at my desk and, just walk from the car park to to the office and to my desk, and I'll sit there and I'll move around to meeting rooms and back, but that's about it. And when I'm at home, I tend to be at my desk like today, very early, and I will sit here till at least 5:30, 6 o'clock from fairly early in the morning. So today I've started at 7:30. I'll take my dog out for a walk. I'll go up and down the stairs a few times for drinks, and I might take the dog out for the shortest walk that I can manage, which is literally about 5-10 minutes. And then I'll come back. So that is my activity throughout the week. So when you think about the level of, or the lack of movement, 1.5 kilos, 3 pounds a week, it's pretty good. Week 9, back on track to what we were talking about. Week 9 is 1.35, so not quite 3 pounds, but I'd say about 2.5. Week 10 was 1.4 kilos, again, about 3 pounds, maybe just a tiny bit under. And then remember, week 11 and 12 is when I was on holiday, so the combined weight loss of those 2 weeks is 5.2, which was significant hike. I was in the pool every day, I was swimming, I was moving, we were walking, I was doing things, so clearly that showed in the activity. It's a no-brainer, the level of impact that increasing your daily activity, even if it's not exercise, because I wasn't really exercising whilst I was away on holiday, I was literally just moving and being more active, has a significant impact. So I am thinking about how I can introduce my activity into my everyday. As I said, I don't want to have such a sedentary lifestyle, but that's something that helps both me and my weight loss in general. So, and then week 13, as we are now, is 0.65 kilos, so 650 grams, which is about 0.65, I think it's about a pound, but times 2.23, 1.4. So, not too bad. That means that I have lost a total of 24.25 kilos, which is fantastic when you think about in the space of 3 months, I've lost 24.25 kilos, is 54 pounds. I am delighted overall with the process. I am delighted with my weight loss. I am so happy with it. And yet, as I've said, there are sneaking thoughts coming through, and I've been wondering to myself, how is that possible? Because I have been doing so well. But I think there are 2 things that are playing in my mind. One is the fact that I'm doing another round of 12 weeks of step 1. So as soon as I finish my 7 days of step 2, I'm straight back on step 1 again. And I guess I just have these 2 conflicting feelings, because I don't mind doing it at all. I enjoy the meals. I know it's good for me. I know it's helping me with my weight loss. But somehow is the thought and feeling of doing something again that makes it feel hard going. And it makes no sense, because I have not found it hard in any way. It fits in with my lifestyle. In fact, it makes my life a lot easier. So I don't understand where that feeling has come from. So there's something about how I process things subconsciously that clearly I need to tap into and address. The second thing is that, losing 24 kilos, 54 pounds, it is a substantial amount of weight loss. So when you think about that, you think, wow, I've lost so much. And I was conscious of how much weight I have to lose. But I was, I feel it in my face, I feel it in my clothes. We come back from holiday, I looked at my work wardrobe, and I had to pretty much throw away all of the trousers I was using. I have kept some so that I can compare myself in the future. But I've had to basically have a big clear out, remove all of the clothes that I had been wearing up to before going on holiday, and then kind of tap into the part of my wardrobe and what I have stored of clothes that I used to be able to wear but haven't been able to wear for ages, and bring some of those back. So thankfully I have enough to kind of help me transition through the next weight loss. I'm somewhere in between sizes, which doesn't help. So my top is on one size, my bottom is another, but the shirts don't quite feel right, because either the top feels well, but around the belly they're tight, or they're okay around the belly, but they're too loose on the top, and I look like a clown or like I'm wearing a bin bag over the top. And the other thing that's happened, and I know that this is a terrible thing, but yesterday I was on a video conference call, and I was the first person right next to the camera. And on this video conference call, I mean, you can see everything. So I could see myself, and I could see myself sat down, and I saw how big I still am, and I know that I am because of my weight and how much I've got to lose, but visually seeing it there, it was just unavoidable. That, and also the comparison of how much space I took in the room and in my seat and just in general compared with the other people around me in the room, which made me realize, oh my God, I still have so much to go. And yes, I've lost all this weight, but I'm still so big and I need to lose all this weight. So, and I know that you see my face here, and, you see that I have lost a lot of weight in my face, which is great. I love it. But you can still see that there's stuff to go, even then, and there's stuff to go. And I don't think I've ever shown you my body, but I'll go through a bit of that. So that's tight to me. So that will go. And I'm very realistic about loose skin, about what's going to happen, about the fact that the skin haven't been stretched won't ever look perfect. I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the fact that this is all filled up, right? So this is filled up, and excuse me for the moving around, but there is still a fair amount of weight loss that is needed in general. So I guess this is why it feels like, oh my God, I still have so much more to go. And you lose weight and you think, yes, I've done so great. And then you think, I have so much. I have to remind myself of various things. So first of all, when I started, I knew that I have a big task ahead of me. I have more than, I'm not going to say a firm number, but I definitely know that I need to lose more than 50 kilos. And 50 kilos is 111, 112 pounds. So 54 pounds. I am about halfway. For me, in my mind, I'm kind of about a third of the way for what I want to lose in total, which may be a bit too ambitious, but I am at least a third, if not halfway, in terms of what I need to lose. Actually, when you say it that way, see, this is why I need to process things. When you say it that way, it's no wonder I need to do round 2, but actually, there is a lot to go. I guess what was getting me down a bit is thinking that it's a third, and I have 2 lots of what I've just done to go. So I've got this time to go, and I've got another time, and maybe a little bit more after that. So I've been thinking about how many times I need to do round 1 to get to where I want to get, and it might be another 2 times. It might be 3. I'm not going to fixate. It will depend on how I look and how I feel. But that was one of the things. But actually, understanding that I'm about halfway there, it's helpful. Or maybe about I think half it's too much of an assessment. I don't think I'm halfway there. But I am at least a third, maybe 40% of the way there, which helps, and then brings to life the fact that I still need to lose more weight. I knew when I started that I had a massive, big kind of, hate to use the word journey because we use that work all the time, but a massive, big journey ahead of me, and that it was going to have different stages and steps, and I was going to feel different things. I guess this is the first time I felt a bit more mentally challenged, and it's just interesting because it's more about the expectations. I still want to do the products, I still want to do the diet. It was just more like, I have all of this to do. It might be a little bit of like post-holiday syndrome. It is September, it is back to school days. You can definitely feel it in the traffic, you can definitely feel it in the mood of everybody's like, the wonderfulness of the summer has been and gone, and it's back to the grindstone, we all have to work. And then maybe a little bit of that even with me and my weight loss. But there were other topics that I wanted to touch on, and I'm conscious that this is a little bit longer, but I think it is important to go through. So first of all, I've talked about starting again, and that is important. But I think the other thing that is also important is around the comparison to other people and managing your expectations on comparison to other people. So for me, the way that that has manifested itself has been in comparison of my weight loss to my husband, and it's shocking because I always say I am healthily jealous of his weight loss. I which maybe in there is something to it. I am so proud and so happy for him. He has done so well. He's looking amazing. He still has some way to go, but I can definitely tell that he won't need to do another full 12 weeks. So he won't have to. I will have to do another 12 and another one after that. So that's part of that. And it's part of me having to face the facts that I will need to do things differently than him. And equally, I will need to eat differently than him. One of my biggest downfalls and contributors to getting to my weight is serving myself the same portions as he was eating. Now, we both had terrible portion control, so if I'm eating, I'm at least a foot shorter than him. And if I am eating, no more, if I'm eating the same as him, even if it was the right portion, it would be too much for me. But we were serving over large portions and we were both having the same. So of course I was eating way too much anyway. So there's a mental separation that him and I need to go through in terms of what I eat, the type of foods that I eat, and then the processes that I go through for weight loss and for eating versus him. In a way that we both need to learn what is right for us, what is right for each other, and how to support and cater to each other's needs. So that's something that I guess it might be the start of us going through that learning process. The other way that in which it has manifested, as I said, it was in that video conference where I could see myself and I was looking myself against other people. And I wasn't doing this in a self-demeaning type of way. I wasn't putting myself down. I was literally just doing an analysis on the camera of, this is, the chair that I was at and how much physical space I took, and both front and side, versus other people that were sat around me. And I'm conscious that everybody has different body shapes, etc. But it was more the realization that actually I thought I had the weight that I had lost had made a big impact in my body, and it has. But it still shows just how much more weight I've got to lose. And if I want to lose at least another 54 pounds, it has to show somewhere. So it's normal that it does. And I just need to learn to accept that is where I am right now. And that's okay. And it's part of this self-acceptance. Yes, you've lost weight, but that doesn't mean that because you lose a really good substantial amount of weight, you are there already. You will have somewhere to go, and you still have plenty of progress ahead of you, and that will be something that I'll need to go through. So I just need to accept that, okay, if I saw myself then, I could also think, what would I have looked like before? Because I was avoiding video cameras at all costs, and I was hiding behind people. So I sat there, and before I would have found a completely different desk. I would have tried to, not desk, place to sit on the table. Probably would have tried to avoid looking at myself, tried to hide behind people, and avoided the situation altogether. I sat there, I looked at myself, I understood where I am, and I'm accepting it. But I also need to just say, okay, well done, Anna, for getting to this stage. You've done really well. And you've seen the opportunity that you had ahead of you. So, let's go for this. Let's do round 2 of step 1. And then the final thing, I guess, goes in line with what I have just said. That there is something about when you're losing weight, and as you're doing things, that you need to take stock of where you are. And I have been taking stock of where I am of all the positive things, so all the weight loss, how much I've lost, etc. But I don't think I have been facing the facts of what is the journey still ahead of me. I was so busy on doing and going, yeah, I'm losing weight, I'm doing all of these things, it's wonderful, that I think I was in my own little dream space about this is how much more I've got to go. I wasn't facing to this is how much more I've still got to go. This is what it's going to mean for me. And I had thought about some of those things, like the differences in food between my husband and myself, about the fact that at some stage I'll have to increase exercise, and a whole lot of other things that I've considered in terms of the process that it's going to take me to get to the weight that I want to. Um, but one thing is thinking about it, and I have been thinking about all of that is in the future, and I feel like all of the sudden it's here, is now, I have to deal with it, and I hadn't realized that it was going to be happening right now. So I think it's just taken me a little bit by surprise, even though that was something that was going to happen. Um, and I just have to face the facts that that's what I am. I need to accept it, and it will be okay. I'm still doing the weight, so I have no doubt that is going to that I'm going to go down in weight. Anyway, so this is a very long video, and it's not the usual super positive slant that I had. I hope you see it is positive. It is more about realization and facing the facts and the reality of losing weight, and I wanted to share that part with you. It's not all just about the wonderful, I'm losing so much weight, that's it. There is something about the day-to-day and what it takes to do it. So if you find this helpful, please let me know. If there's any specific topics you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I'd love to hear from all of you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll talk to you all soon. All the best. Bye.